We're gonna play what if. So basically, we want to dive straight into this Lakers and Grizzlies matchup because that's just really where our heads are at. That's where everybody's heads are at. So I can't not say that the Lakers won't win this game or that they won't be in that matchup because it seems like the entire world is picking them to be in that matchup. So we'll refresh. We'll go back and look over it just in case the Wolves win. But if the Lakers do win and end up facing the Memphis Grizzlies in the series, what will be the key for the Lakers to beat the Grizzlies in however many games you believe they could beat them in and move on in the playoffs this year?
In order for the Lakers to advance past the Memphis Grizzlies, our biggest objective is that Anthony Davis has to thoroughly outplay Jaren Jackson Jr. That's like if we're making keys to the game, if this is a clipboard of Khalil's keys to the series, first key, AD has to thoroughly outplay Jaren Jackson Jr. We have to get him in foul trouble because with the missing additions, with the missing pieces that are Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, we don't think that you guys have the front court depth in order to deal with an Anthony Davis or relentless Anthony Davis. And that's when Wenyen Gabriel will come into play. That's when Mo Bamba, who I started the episode with, will come into play. Not for gaudy numbers, just a bigger body to challenge Tillman, because Tillman is a good player, but this will probably be the biggest role he's ever had to play for you guys consistently in a playoff series against a player like Anthony Davis, switching off, switching on, and dealing with our front court players. This will probably be the most important basketball consistently he's ever had to play. So our goal is just to attack the paint. Our goal is to dominate the front court. That's our first key. Our second key, in my opinion, are to make Ja Morant and Desmond Bane switch roles. And this is what I mean. We have to turn Ja Morant into a shooter. We have to turn Desmond Bane into a dribbler. We can't allow both of those players to do what they want to do best. Ja Morant's A move, you already know what it is. He's going to try to get to the paint, get to the rim by any means necessary. Desmond Bane, who I've been watching personally, he's gotten his off the dribble game better, but I still don't think it's at the point where he can beat you consistently off the bounce. He is still, in my opinion, he's getting better, but he still is a catch and shooter. We cannot let him, especially with the addition of Luke Kennard, we cannot let Desmond Bane kill us by not having to put the ball on the floor. We need him to put the ball on the floor, and Jarrett Vanderbilt, Austin Reeves, whoever will be assigned with Ja Morant first, has to find a way to keep him out of the paint consistently. Obviously, it'll be easier said than done. The guy led the freaking league in paint points as a 6'3" point guard, which is astronomical. But I believe that our keys to the game will be for AD to thoroughly outplay Jaren Jackson Jr., for us to turn Ja Morant into a shooter, for us to turn Desmond Bane into a dribbler, and for LeBron James, my final key to the game, LeBron James, he just has to be LeBron. And what I mean by that is he has to be an extension of our coaching staff. And this may not even be a heavy scoring series for LeBron. He may not average 28 to 30 a game, but I think this will maybe be a high assist series for LeBron and a higher rebound series for LeBron, because I think he's going to do all of the other things we need him to do. I believe our team, top to bottom, is good enough to score with you guys, despite LeBron, without LeBron having to go for 30. I believe our team is just that deep now with D'Lo, with Reeves, with Beasley, with Roy, the players I named in the first half of the episode. So I think scoring-wise will be okay. It's just defensively, we just have to find a way to keep 12 out of the paint. We got to find a way to keep Bane from killing us with the catch and shoot threes now that Kennard will be on the other end. Because Kennard, we already know he's not going to put on the floor. So we're going to expect him to make a couple catch and shoot threes. But if we can make Bane a slasher and make Ja a shooter and make those two guys go to their B and C moves instead of their A moves, then I think we're looking at a Lakers win in this series. And I don't think I'm not gonna I'm not gonna ride the Lakers hype train and say we're gonna beat you guys in 5 or 6 games. You guys were the best home team in the league all year. I'm gonna respect that, but I just think that I believe that death will prevail. Our death will prevail because you guys are also a deep team, but I believe that our death will prevail. I believe that our front court, I don't want to say domination, but our front court will have to outplay your front court in order for us to win. And I think that'll happen. And I think we're looking at a Lakers win in 7 big games. I think that seventh game will indeed be in the grindhouse. And I think we'll be ready for a win. I'm not going to lie. I got the Lakers in 7 games.
Like I respect I respect everything LeBron James has. Like I think I said this earlier. I respect everything LeBron James and Anthony Davis have and bring to a basketball team. I don't think the Lakers are a better basketball team than the Grizzlies, regardless of who they've added. I don't believe that. I believe that the Lakers will live or die with Dylan Brooks shooting the ball. Dylan Brooks makes two threes a game, maybe three threes a game. The Grizzlies will stay alive and be able to have success. The biggest thing that the Grizzlies have to deal with is obviously LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Luckily, we have a rim protector to be able to do that. The biggest thing is that I've seen with Anthony Davis is that he struggles with people with that's a little bit smaller than him that have a little bit of low center of gravity that can withstand that first bump and then just turn him into a shooter. I know a big guy like that. He wear number 2 on our team. That's Tillman. Tillman is exactly built like that. I ain't saying he's supposed to stop AD. I'm saying he's supposed to be able to restrain him. I think Tillman also has the ability when he's on the floor to switch from LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Uh, who will be at 4 for y'all?
Jared,
LeBron James. Who?
Jared Vanderbilt, probably. Roy,
He can
probably.
he can switch
Williams,
and
probably.
he
We
can
got
switch
bodies.
between
We
he can
got
switch
bodies.
between you think you have bodies. That's what I think. I feel like that's what y'all don't really understand as Lakers fans is that you think you have bodies. Like you have good players that were better than the ones that weren't there. But in terms of the top teams in the West, they're not bodies. They're not amicable players. Like you name Wenyan Gabriel, Mo Bamba. I'll take my chances with Tillman and Santi Aldama. I will. And I know a lot of people don't know Santi Aldama. A lot of people don't understand like that he's just a white boy, but he be
Good
hooping.
player. Good
He
player.
be hooping. He will stretch the floor for the Grizzlies. He'll make threes. We have 3 bigs that will shoot the ball. Like that's going to take everything outside of the paint to allow John Morant to go 1-on-one with Austin Reeves. I'll take my chances with that. I'll take my chances with Vando as well. A lot of people are saying put Vando on him. Vando didn't stick him in the series with Minnesota. Why? Yes, they have a better defender in McDaniels, but even when McDaniels didn't come on him, Vando still didn't get him. Jared Vanderbilt cannot stick Jaren Jackson Jr. and or John Morant. He may be able to stick Desmond Bain off the ball and stuff like that, but he can't stick either of them. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been proven to be too. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been proven to be bigger than him when it comes to inside the paint, and John Morant has been proven to be quicker than him when it comes to on-ball defense. So yes, I expect the Lakers to do nothing but have 5 feet inside the arc at all times and force everybody to be a jump shooter. But with Desmond Bane's ability to shoot the ball off the dribble, and then if you add John Morant getting a high screening role at the top, he can kick it out to then have if you want to pack the paint. There are multiple guys on the floor, Jaron, Dylan sometimes, Luke Kennard, Desmond Bain, Santi Aldama, that can all hit a shot. And if he's kicking it out to them, and so you have to find which way that you want to die by. And you can live or die by the 3 because the Grizzlies will shoot a lot of threes. But if they make those threes, which Luke Kennard is 50% from making his threes, that'll be a bad sight. Desmond Bain is 42% making his threes. That'll be a bad sight. Santi Aldama is mid 30s and making his threes. Jaren Jackson Jr. is mid 30s making their threes. If they stretch the floor and hit 2, that draws 80 out to paint a little bit. That's more attack. And again, the biggest thing with this series that I've been telling people is that it comes down to pace. It comes down to completely about the pace and who's going to set the pace of the game. Especially because I've seen this mentioned. This is the first round series. It'll be a lot quicker than this was the Western Conference Finals, and you've already grinded out
For
multiple
sure.
games.
For
So
sure.
with the game already being open, that plays into the Grizzlies' favor, like we saw against the Timberwolves, who tried to slow it down, and the Grizzlies multiple games sped them up and got going. So at the end of the day, if the Lakers do anything with turning the ball over, if they're sloppy with the ball at all in any games, it'll hurt them because the Grizzlies will score in transition. They will get out in transition, and they have to get out in transition because they know that's how they get easy buckets. They will get steals, they will get deflections, and that's part of the reason why they get fouls because they're so greedy on the defensive side. But that's part of the defensive scheme is to be greedy on the defensive side and to attack the ball and be aggressive on the ball. So if LeBron James is controlling the ball 85 to 90% of the time and he makes a mistake 10% of the time, that plays into our favor because he becomes then a 75% player, and that gives us the opportunity. All you need, I don't bank on Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, the role players being as impactful as they've been against the stretch against bad teams. That's what I expect. And Lakers fans can say yes, no, maybe so. Yes, they will do that. No, they won't do that. To me, that's my eye. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing Desmond Bain being held by Austin Reeves. I'm not seeing John Morant be held by Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, D'Angelo Russell, whoever's sticking him at the time. I don't see him getting held by that. The biggest thing for John Morant I see is if if when he goes to the rim, if he's continuously going for body contact, complaining about the whistle, and because he's not getting fouled because AD's contesting it. If John Morant is in his continuous bag of being able to get into that mid paint and attack with floaters like we saw when he had the 30-point game or 30-point quarter against the Lakers. He killed them all on floaters and drives. If he's doing that and getting AD off balance, it'll be a long series for y'all. It'll be a long series for y'all in terms of not being able to get stops and getting that player on the run. If that player gets going and you start looking anything into the paint and he kicks out to a guy that's 50% from three or a guy that's 42% from three, it's going to be a bad matchup. That's going to be a bad thing. That's not going to happen. And I don't think the Lakers have shooters that can match up with the Grizzlies have with the Grizzlies shooters. If the Grizzlies make 11 threes and the Lakers only make 7, I like our chances if we rebound the basketball. That's just how I expect it to go. The Lakers don't make a lot of threes. You make about 8 a game. Like that's 8, 9 a game. If the Grizzlies hit double digits at all, they'll have a chance when they rebound the basketball. What you did mention was what I think is the worst thing is that if they the rebounding. That's what I think is worse. Because last game AD had 22 fucking rebounds. If we don't rebound the basketball, we're gonna lose the game. But that's just like the Warrior series, which I think the players that have been in the wars, which is the most of the lineup, feel and understand that they have to get rebounds because rebounding ends the possession for you all, or it gives us another one. So that's the biggest draw for me is that if the Grizzlies tap into the rebounding, I don't think the Lakers will be able to outshoot them. I don't think the Lakers will be able to outslow them on the pace because the Grizzlies will force some type of deflections and steals and get out in the fast break. So I have it Grizzlies in 6, and that's out of respect for LeBron to get 2 games because he's the great player. Like, but I saw the Lakers go out in the same type of fashion. Yes, Anthony Davis got hurt. Yes, like you mentioned, you physically crumbled in that series. But the Grizzlies can make you do that as well because we do play good defense. We're the best defense in the Western Conference in terms of stats and numbers. Like, and you may not be able to want to believe that, but there are multiple players on multiple levels that can affect you in a game. So like, I mean, I like us at 6. I like, I understand why everybody wants to push the Lakers shit, but they pushed the Lakers shit even when y'all was ass. They was pushing y'all. They was still when y'all was terrible. It was still saying the Lakers gonna make the playoffs. They was still saying the Lakers have a chance. The Lakers still probably had a top 10 odds to win the finals when y'all was even at the bottom of the barrel type of teams. So of course people are gonna respect y'all. Of course people are gonna pump y'all because that's all ESPN do is pump y'all. That's all they doing when you go on these TV chases is pump y'all. So and a lot of people are Laker fans overall in general, just because of Kobe and what the aura is of the team and how many championships they won. So it'll be a matchup of young generation versus old generation, and it really is a matchup of the regular season matter or it doesn't. Strictly fair point. Did the regular season matter? Yes or no? Because the team that prevails proves that their way works better in terms of what they have as a team and what they construct. So I'm not afraid of y'all, man. I know people supposed to make me seem like I'm supposed to be scared of LeBron James. Like I'm,
No,
I,
you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Like you said, y'all have been a better team all season, and along with the rebounding battle, that's what that goes under the umbrella of just our front court, hopefully dominating y'all front court. It'll be an interesting series.
I
I
don't
believe
I don't see Wayne Gabriel and Mo Bamba outlasting the bigs that I have.
Davis got to give
I
six
see Anthony
rebounds
Davis
too.
being good, but as long as Anthony Davis is held under 15 rebounds a game, I like our chances because nobody else on your team is going to be grabbing boards like that outside of LeBron James will go for rebounds when he has to do, but y'all gonna put Tristan Thompson out there? Is that the player that y'all want to put out there against Jaren Jackson Jr.? I don't think that's the player that you want to put out there like that. So I think Jaren Jackson Jr. has a great matchup when he's not AD. Everybody else should be solid for him, and if the Grizzlies play inside out like they have been, it only helps Ja going forward. And if Ja is effective, really, if Jaren and Bane are effective, if Jaren and Bane are 20 point per game plus guys, you're gonna lose a series. Outside of whoever contributes to our team, if those two guys are playing ball, and if we expect Ja Morant to play ball because he's a prime time player, he shows up in these moments. Y'all gonna lose the series because that's 3-2 outlasting y'all. Y'all got two guys that's 20 point per game plus. We got three guys that's 20 point per game plus. That's just outlasting y'all in terms of whatever that case may be.
So you don't bank on D'Angelo Russell doing anything this series.
Not I don't. I don't. I bank on him making some. I bank on him hitting some threes here and there. But I also saw him disappear in a similar series. Like I saw that. I saw that. And
My
some of
only
the
thing,
go ahead.
my only thing in comparison to how he played last year against you guys versus how he hypothetically will play against you guys this year, assuming we win, which is still a big hurdle we got to jump, is that just from looking, just the eye test wise, he's playing with a lot more confidence this year than he did last year. Maybe because he's back with us, maybe because LeBron and AD are maybe plant seeds in his ear. Maybe Darvin Ham is plant seeds in his ear telling him that we need you to be that prolific offensive scorer for us to advance. But I think this will be a big series for our role players. Like I said, I think D'Lo will give you about 15 to 20 a game. I think Reeves will give you about 13 to 17 a game. I think Hachimura will give you about 12 to 17 a game. And I think you're going to have to deal with my guys. I don't think this will be a series. Like I said, I don't think this will be the series where LeBron takes over and turns back the clock for until 2018 or 2017 and gives you Herculean performances. I think this will be a total team effort. And about your pace point, we have personnel for that. If you want to run, we can
Not
run.
not with us though.
Not not with you guys throughout the course of a whole game, but we definitely can defend you guys in transition, and we can score in transition as well consistently. So I think that we just match up well.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
We
I
match up well.
I
If
do
we
not
can
I
keep
do
Ja
not think
Morant
you
out of
do.
the paint, we match up well.
I did, but that's the tallest task for one player because the only player that can do that will be Anthony Davis. Any other player that's dog food. Wayne Gabriel down there, food. Mo Bamba down there, food. Tristan Thompson down there, food. All them niggas is gonna be food down there if John Morant get down there without Anthony Davis being down there. And so again, like I mentioned, if we have bigs that what we do is stretch the floor and he's outside the paint for a half second, that's an attack. That's being able to attack that premise. So like me personally, like I don't think y'all match up well because the Grizzlies are one of the teams in the NBA that match up with your personnel in terms of your best players. Your role players are completely unproven outside of D'Angelo Russell, and that's even a half step because Malik Beasley did not show up in the playoffs last year for the Timberwolves. Austin Reeves, we don't know what he can be. Wayne Gabriel, we don't know what he can be. Uh, Dennis Schroeder played for the playoffs for you all, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did, but he was terrible. He couldn't hit one shot.
got himself traded.
So like I'm 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 completely. I feel like if there are players to negate the LeBron James's effect and Anthony Davis's effect, we have those players, and that's why it's not a good matchup for y'all because we have multiple other players that are on the star level outside of role players that can take over the day. And as good as a defense y'all have been, I named out the record really that y'all have as a defense. Like I don't think that Jared Vanderbilt is stopping Ja. I don't think Jared Vanderbilt is stopping Jaren. Like that's just me personally. So if that's y'all best bank, if that's y'all best bet to bank on, that's going to be a long series for him because John Morant will be continuously dominating inside the paint. Like that's just me, and I think like maybe I'm sleeping on AD, but I feel like I'm not because of John Morant's ability to finish in the paint. That's why I feel like I'm not sleeping on AD, and I feel like John Morant is just as equally good as AD is as equally good a defender. So it not gonna say it negates itself, but they almost match up perfectly because some games it may be AD, some games it may be Ja dominating. Some sections of the game it may be AD dominating, some sections of the game it'll be Ja dominating. So like I said, my factor is Desmond Bain, like Desmond Bain and Jaren, if those guys are 18 plus game point per game scores, maybe 20 touching 20, It'll be a long, out irrespective of D'Angelo Russell, but it'll still be a long day. Like I just don't respect D'Angelo Russell enough to put pub onto his name to make him seem like he can compete with my big three. I think y'all have two, but I think we have three to edge it out instead of y'all having somewhat of 2.5 with eight with D'Angelo Russell. Just
Listen,
me though.
all valid points. Like you said, you guys have been the better team all season. We definitely will have our hands full with you guys. But not only am I banking on my star players to raise their production to another level, like I've seen them do the last time they were both healthy going into the playoffs, but I think that my role players will shock not I, but I think my role players will shock the world by producing consistently and throughout the course of this series. My pick is Lakers in 7. Your pick is Grizzlies in 6. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't lie to you. I cannot wait.
Is there something that would happen in game one to shake your confidence as much as confident as you are right now?
No, the objective for you guys should be to blow us out game one. That should be the objective. We're
Oh,
coming out of
outside of blowout, I'm at like a thing. I'm saying like a thing that happens in a game that you can see
um
like this just will never be good. This will
yeah.
just never gonna work out.
It would have to be something to do with us. Maybe a maybe a beta AD game instead of an alpha AD game. Maybe LeBron maybe not looking. Maybe if LeBron looks the way he looked in that first half in the Clippers game in game one. But I expect you guys to roll us in game one. You guys have been the better team all season. You guys have been the best home team in the league all season. If you guys don't go up 1-0, I think we may have to record an impromptu episode where I will officially change my pick from Lakers in 7 to Lakers in 6 if you guys don't steal game one. Because I think you guys should win game one. You guys should win game one. But it'll be a series, man. And then I think then the winner of this, we think will play Golden State, so or the Kings, but it'll be a gauntlet, man. The West, the West
We'll be playing
Conference.
Golden State in about 2-3 weeks, and it'll be respected. Like I said, get 6 games. You'll get. I take. We take one. I feel like we take 1-2. You get 3. We get 4. Y'all desperate as hell. Get 5, and we just finish it off in Lakers in LA. In La La Land, it gets 6. I just that's just how I feel like it could come down to. But at the same time, I could love to bank on the Grizzlies winning. If the Grizzlies only have to win one road game in this entire series, and you just continue what you were doing as the best home team throughout the entirety of the season, I'm gonna bank on that. I'm gonna put my faith in that and say that they'll. And the road woes, especially that around the end, are just like you just lose leads in the fourth quarter, like that. That's especially the games that you're trying to win, like you're just losing leads in the fourth quarter. So at the end of the day, I'm not down on anything that's happening with the Grizzlies. They play ball, just play ball for 48 minutes, like play ball for 48 minutes and be the better team, and that's how we're gonna win that one. So